Welcome to the Revere Art Community on the RAC Podcast, a bi-monthly series brought to you by the Revere Art Community at Las Pratas and Chocolate Cafe, where we sit and talk with artists from the Revere community about how they do what they do and sometimes why they do it, with a little bit of focus on making sure that they're able to market and make a little bit of income. So, welcome to On the RAC. We welcome artists of all backgrounds, ages, abilities, and experience levels. Every story matters. Every voice deserves to be heard. We create a safe, respectful space for authentic, artistic expression. We honor the rich tapestry of culture that we call Revere, our home, and we recognize that art is a powerful bridge between communities. Again, welcome to On the RAC.
Hello, bienvenidos, hola. Welcome to On the RAC, the Revere Art Community podcast. My name's Brian Harkins, and I'm here tonight with our special guest, Roger Prata, who is a member of the Revere Art Community. Give us a hello, Roger, and a little bit about yourself.
Oh, hello, everybody. So I first picked up cameras in 2007 or 8. I did landscape, I did portraiture, I did models, I did urban exploration, you name it, art and ruins. And then I kind of fell into a little bit of a motorsports niche. I did that for 3 or 4 years, and the business kind of burned me out, and then life got in the way, so I got out of it. But then back in 2020, during the middle of the pandemic, I picked up a drone, and that gave me a whole new perspective on photography and videography as such as well.
Well, some of us have seen some of Roger's work, which is videography and photography, if they've been to any of the shows at the Revere Historic Society. And hopefully, Brendan O'Brien will be by tonight. He's got the brand new 2005 Revere Historic Society Christmas ornament for the tree. So hopefully we're getting a look at that. I wanted to say I was very happy to be selected as the artist whose image goes on at that new 2025 ornament. It is of the City of Revere's Christmas tree from 2024.
Congratulations on that. Very well deserved.
Thank you very much. We are once again the Revere Art Community, and we're going to talk a few things tonight. We're going to really get into what Roger does. Brendan gets here, we'll cut the piece in and put that in. If he slides in while we're talking, we'll do that also.
Yeah.
Last episode 1, this is our second one, so we're now semi. Yeah, we're in the semi tonight.
That works.
And what we're going to talk a little bit about is what the Revere Art Community is trying to work towards and what we're trying to push for.
Yeah.
We've been doing shows for the course of the year. We've got some more coming up at the Revere Art Community with the Revere Historic and Cultural Community. And we're going to try to bring the arts and culture into the Revere Historic Society. We're working with other groups and other individuals in the city of Revere to be part of that programming. If you'd like to be part of it, please reach out to the Revere Art Community on the Facebook page. One of the things that Roger is a specialist in, besides videography and photography, is in the computer world.
Yes.
And some of that stuff relates to what happens with people that are in the arts and how Roger can assist with them. I do know that I had a friend over in Chelsea who is an architect, and through Roger's showing of what he's got, he actually got a job out of that, was able to do some work for her. But any of the type things that can help with the arts, Roger? With what
Absolutely. Absolutely. I don't mind covering local cultural events. You know, if you're having a parade, if you're having something going on, I can come in and cover it with drone and ground cameras. You know, as a service to the community. I'm not holding my hand out looking for anything. I'll do it just for the fun of doing it.
Well, that's a good thing, but it's always good to be paid a nominal, if sometimes nominal, or a reasonable, if sometimes reasonable price.
Absolutely. The way I see it is if I do some things for the community, that's going to lead to paying work down the line, just like it did in the past.
I can relate to that 100%. In the early winter of 2026, you're going to see a show where Roger is showing off some of his spectacular videography, where he does flybys of islands, lakes, parks, ponds, buildings.
You name it.
Rhode Island. He likes that.
Yep.
He's the only other person I know from Rhode Island besides our buddy there. Peter.
Yeah.
So one of the things that I want to talk to about Roger is, and Roger's my right hand, my left hand, my main hand man, where he helps out with a lot of things, is we're looking towards creating a group that want to take and do a little bit more than sit on the computer and press the like button. We're looking towards getting some people to help us to work with the Revere Historic Society, be able to help maintain that building, and to be able to help maintain what we want to do as far as programming with the Revere Historic Society in the city of Revere, and showcased artists and creators and performers. So Roger and I have talked a little bit about it, but what we're going to try to do is set up a web page where we can have a little bit of interaction between you, the artist, performer, creator, and maker in the city of Revere and the Revere art community. So what steps would be the most beneficial for artists that have never done anything like this, Roger, to take and put on their outline of what they wanted to do if they were going to work with us, as far as getting to access to a website where they'd be able to show their stuff?
Right. So, I mean, a lot of people are just using social media these days, and that's great if that's what you've got, things like Flickr, Google Photos, etc. But we can talk about setting up something for the community that would kind of replica some of those things.
Absolutely.
And kind of isolate them from the big cloud companies and take a little
Right.
bit more control of it and such.
And what that gives you is an individual place where it's your name and a dot and a comma and a slash in your name to get to what you got to show.
Yep.
So if you've never done anything like this, what would be the best mindset to have to approach it?
Well, what I did in the past, and it would still work for anybody today, and it's really a great way to do it. If you're using something like Flickr or Google Photos or something like that, look up an app called Linktree. It's 100% free. And what it does is it gives you a QR code. You can have anybody scan it, and then you add links to any portfolio websites, video websites, anything that you've got. If you have a privately hosted one like I do, link to it. And then you can either print a business card, put that QR code on your website. Then it's a simple one click on the QR code, and whoever clicks that QR code has access to whatever you put out there, whether it be a Flickr or Google Photos. I use Vimeo for videos, or if you use YouTube, you can have it linked to your Instagram, your TikTok, your X, whatever you want. And that's a one-click, kind of a one-stop place for people to find pretty much everything.
So then in essence, what you're saying, it's their electronic business card.
Exactly.
And
If you look at one of my business cards, I don't have any tonight, but one side of it is just a QR code, and the other side has my contact info.
Exactly. And we always carry our phone. We don't always carry business cards. So all you got to do to them is just go, bink, show it.
So you put the app on your phone, and all you've got to do is open up the app and click on your profile, and your QR code is right there. Somebody can scan it, and just like that, they've got access to everything instantly. Anything that you want to have on that link tree.
We're looking for as many artists that can to try and do it. We'll probably have an evening together where we'll demonstrate this. Down below, we'll have links at the YouTube and at the Revere Art Community Facebook page, where we'll have that information. We'll also post up stuff like through the Revere Art Community Instagram page, a .com page eventually, and a few other things as they come down the road.
Yep.
So we are looking to push ourselves technically with the podcast. If you've got videos, recordings, images of yourself or your art or what you're working towards, please, we'll take them in submissions and put them up till you get comfortable with being able to upload yourself, which isn't that hard to do.
Yeah, I've offered that to people in the past, and that offer still stands 100%.
So join the Revere Art community. Get yourself associated with what we're doing and how we're doing it, and then start programming and curating your page of what you create and what you make. If you've got a show, if you're going to be part of a show we're going to do, if you want to take and be able to show prospective buyers, here's my art, you can go to this page. There's ways to do that, and I'm sure there'll be new ways as we go along the line and think about things about what's going to happen.
Oh, yeah. If you look at way back in 2010, when I was running my small little motorsports business, it's so much different now. The way you order prints, the way you order merchandise, the way you order any kind of hard anything, it's night and day from the way it was. There's so many ways that you can make your work come alive, and it doesn't have to be expensive.
No, it isn't. Speaking on that, if you're a photographer or someone that wants something printed, Revere Business Center, right here in Sandler Square, I think it's 11 or 13 DeHaan Street, North Shore Road and DeHaan Street. Orland has a printing presses that are incredible. So if you go in there and let them know you're from the Revere art community and speak to me, we'll give you a code and give it to him, and you can get discounted on your printings or whatever you need, publication.
Good to know. Good to know.
Yeah, I've
Yeah,
used them
keep that in
several
mind.
times. We are still waiting on the Flaherty Park report from the city. I know it's a little past due, but they've been busy with a lot of stuff that's been going on. So hopefully we'll find out if the 12 of us that submitted with 4 businesses and 23 other ancillary businesses that will take and put our stuff in their windows when this event happens, we'll get back to you on that. Now, Roger, I want to get into a little bit more about your art, and either photography side or on the videography side. And what I want to discuss is, I know what you do. I know how you do it. Most people do. But if they don't, they can always go to Roger's page, and that is?
RogerPrata.com.
And that will be underneath also. What would you do if the world changed again, like how it did to you on COVID and all the other things? What do you think you might do with the skill sets that you have now?
I guess it would depend on what was going on. I mean, mind you, prior to 2020, I had no experience with video whatsoever. I've been behind a camera for many, many years at that point, but never had I shot video besides a clip on my phone, you know, the things that people usually do on a day-to-day basis. But as far as like real videos that I had to edit and do all kinds of things to, nothing. Now I'm a little bit further along, so I would look for what's going on and where is it going on and how can I help? Are we talking missing persons? What are we talking about? And then depending on whatever hit the fan, I'm going to look at what equipment do I have and how can I use that to help? Are we surveying a fire somewhere? We don't want to get in the way of helicopters trying to put the fire out. So how do we work this? How do we work this disaster?
Have you thought about that?
Not really, but the way the world is these days, I guess it wouldn't be a bad idea to kind of think about that a little bit more. But emergency preparedness has always been something that I've always been a part of. So figuring out how to incorporate the tools I have today versus the ham radios I used back in 1999 when we were switching to Y2K, it's way different. But I would absolutely find a way. Just like back then I was chasing storms for the National Weather Service, I'd find a way to make it work.
Always a man of danger, huh?
I've never, people run away from storms. I run towards them with a camera
I hear you
and a
on
radio.
that.
Yeah.
So let me ask you this. The people that control the airspace, if there is an event going on, whether it's fire, police, something that's of danger, are there any new restrictions that come into play with that?
Yes. So the FAA has what they call temporary flight restrictions. And those can pop up at any time for any reason. A good example is if the president or vice president is going to Martha's Vineyard, they shut the airspace down.
Over Logan?
Over Logan and over wherever the VIP is going to be.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay.
So another good example is Fenway Park. Right now, I could go fly up and down, back and forth Fenway Park, but for 2 hours prior to and 2 hours after a game, no go.
Not during the game?
Not during the game.
Okay.
Have you ever seen in the news where they've had to stop a football game because some guy with a drone decided he wanted some pictures? Not allowed at any major sports stadium.
I only thought that was when Dallas fans jumped from the top.
Oh, well, no, they allow us to get that because those reels go viral. They love that stuff. Kidding me? They love that stuff. But no, there are a lot of different events or things that would cause the FAA to put out a temporary flight restriction, and that is 110%. You'll get a $10,000 fine. They'll take your drone. They'll lock you up. You don't mess with those.
Well, that's not fun.
Yeah.
All right. I'm sure that you haven't seen it all yet with drones, but you've
God, no.
looked at a lot of things that have happened. What are some of the most unusual things that could be applied with the arts to drones?
With the arts to drones, well, probably one of the craziest things that I ever saw and it was, Insta360, the 360 camera company. They made a sphere that clipped onto the top and the bottom of the drone that I fly that turned it into a 360 camera.
Oh my.
And that was about 3 or 4 years ago. It was a little bit before its time, and they didn't really do anything with it. Can we pause? That's okay.
We're going to cut here.
That's okay. I just wanted to make sure it was stopped.
I just want to make sure he's not broken.
Oh, don't worry about it. I can tell from here it's fine.
Just push it back.
Now just hand it to me and I'll stick it over here for the rest of it. That's fine.
Are you sure I can?
Yeah, come on.
Yeah, just hand it to me and I'll stick it like over here for the rest of it.
Diana, come on.
It's fine. The thing's resilient as hell.
I
It's
just wanted
fine.
to double check here.
No, we're fine. We're perfect. No problem.
Thank you, brother. I'm sorry.
All right.
But if it's broken, let me know.
No, it's fine. It's brand new anyway. I got a warranty. All right.
1, 2, 3, 4. So you were saying again that with different things that you've seen and different things you can apply to, what do you think is the most unusual?
Well, drone technology has come a long way. And I mean, cameras have come a long way. We've got 8K cameras now. We've got, 8K, 120, 240 frames a second. But I mean, as far as for creating art, that's really as far as it goes. I mean, you've got drones that have thermal technology for heat sinking. You've got drones that Grubhub is doing drone deliveries. You've got Amazon's trying to do it. As far as camera technology and such on the drones, they've come so far that you get to the point with these things where you look at it and you say, well, how much better can it really be? They've done this far. They've got to come out with a new flagship model next year. But how much better can this camera possibly be?
How much do you think it will be? Worth it for your investment?
If you look at what I do versus what some of my friends in the drone community do. So there is a new TV series called Boston Blue. It's a spinoff of the Blue Bloods. And a friend of mine and his company did all of the B-roll and all of the aerial drone work for that series. So if you look at any of their B-roll and any of this stuff, it was all filmed by them in Boston using big, huge drones that are 10 times the size of what I use. Those are the ones that are meant for the Hollywood stuff.
Mm-hmm.
So when you get up into those are $12,000, $15,000, $20,000.
And they're humping around a big camera.
And they're big, huge cameras, and they're big, huge batteries, and it's a lot of weight, and they're not practical to fly in a lot of the places where I fly because the drone is this big. If you've ever seen anything on YouTube or on the news about the delivery drones and how big they are, this is what we're talking about. We're talking about a Hollywood cinema camera on a drone.
Oh, wow.
Huge stuff. Big money.
Expensive stuff.
Very expensive stuff.
That's
Very
for
expensive
sure.
stuff. But, once you get up into that bracket, you've got to be filming for Netflix or filming for Hollywood to justify the expense.
Oh, you're just,
Yeah. But my 3-year-old drone, if I edited the video right, I could get pretty close.
And do down market, downsized projects.
Yeah.
Commercials. Got a business. You want something that's different for your video? Drone works good.
Yeah, the drone works great. And I that's not the be all end all. So I combine that with, ground footage. If you've got a restaurant, then I'm in there
Mm-hmm.
with the chef flipping the pan and people eating, and et cetera, et cetera. So yeah, there's a lot of different things that we can do when it comes to that. I love the creative side of that. So if you've got a business, we can absolutely get creative and make you some nice reels and some advertising materials and such.
Well, that sounds
Stand out
awesome.
from the rest.
Now, with some dates of some stuff that is coming up in December, Diana is going to have a Winterfest here at Sandler Square, which is just right outside. They're going to have a tree lighting ceremony, and that is going to be
December 12th at 6 p.m.
And you got that absolutely right. Absolutely.
That's going to be a fun event.
Yes, maybe you'll bring your drone.
Maybe I will.
All righty.
It's all going to depend on the temperature and the wind.
Well, yeah.
If weather permitting, I absolutely will plan on doing that.
And we are sort of tucked down here a little bit, so hopefully that helps. But anybody, some art, Christmas type creations have made and would like to participate in the show, we do have some limited table space. You're welcome to bring your stuff down, present it, sell it. 100% goes back to you. It's all good with us. So we're looking forward to doing that. And that's again December 12th at 6 p.m. in the evening for tree lighting. I've got a message from Brendan. He's trying to fight traffic to get here. I know this is hard sometimes for some of us to work during the days to get to these things at night,
Yeah.
especially when they're coming from farther away.
Mhm.
So it isn't always the easiest thing.
Well, we can be flexible for him. That's right.
Oh, absolutely. You
Yeah.
can always cut them in, and we will. We'll cut some piece into this eventually. So, Roger, let me ask you, what do you think is the best thing you've discovered about being in the Revere art community? We're pumping ourselves again.
Yeah, well, I think the key word there is community.
Mhm.
And, I've seen that with the Riviera community and also the neighborhoods in which we're operating. I've seen that on both sides. I wish that before I moved away from here, I mean, I know it was still at the end of the pandemic, but there's so much going on now that I wish was going on back then. I would have gotten so much more involved. But yeah, we're here now and we're doing it.
And by here, he means the Shirley Ave district.
Yeah.
That's where we're working with the Shirley Ave Neighborhood Association to push the district towards getting an arts and cultural designation by the city of Revere. And then hopefully after that, an arts and cultural designation from the state of Massachusetts, where we're recognized and certified as an area that's specific for the arts and cultures. To do that, we need more people to work with us. We need to work with other groups within the city of Revere to get to that point. And we need to take and put our heads together, work through things that are reasonable, and then figure out if there's a reality for them and we can truly do them, and then commit to the time, the energy, and the effort to make them happen. For those of you that are still on the fence about showing your art and doing different things, please participate, join with us, come meet with us as we do different types of events and see what we're about. We're an open community. We want everyone from every type of every and anything to come and participate and show what they do, what they like, and how they do it.
It doesn't matter if you're a photographer, if you're a painter, if you're sculpting, it doesn't matter. You're an artist. You're welcome.
Right. And then there's the artists that read or tell poetry or slam poetry, or there's artists that take and write and they'd like to take and talk about what they do for writing. There are some artists that like to teach. We've got those opportunities in a space through the Revere Historic Society to be able to do things like that as a place to take and commit to educating and working with other individuals in the community to better their artistic skills or learn the basics for that. And the one big push I want to do, and that's working towards incorporating and inviting younger people in the city of Revere to come and participate at the next step after you're out of high school, when you're still in college, when you're getting out of college and you're deciding, do I continue with what I'm doing if it's in the arts and culture, or do my profession change? As for many of us, it does, and we move away from it and we go into other fields, or we take and work towards incorporating it as a part-time job. Because Denise last week, she's got a great business. She says she can make $2,500, $3,000 in some shows. It's not bad, but she also admitted some of the shows she might make $35.
It's tough.
Yeah, well, it is. But she said she learns, she makes contacts, she gets private things out of it where she might get someone to commission a piece, and that's it, but still, she claims that it's worth it for her to take and better her business, and that working with the artistic community in the city of Revere has helped her re-energize and rekindle her drive in this business. So we've got people that are doing things, Roger on a technical side, on a completely different with videography and photography, Denise with how she does her arts, Addison, who was on, is doing fine art, oil painting, myself with photography. We get other people coming in on the shows later on through the course of the beginning of next year. The holiday is going to be a little tight, just on time for everyone. But there's Bobby Mara. There's a bunch of different Lisa Watchmaker. Hopefully Ricky LaCenta breaks down and comes visit us one time. That would be nice. I do think this kid, he's not a kid. He's almost as old as me, but I won't say he is. His art's photography, and it's just fabulous. You got to see it. If ever you want to see the definitive picture of the Pines River with the sun going down, go find Ricky LaCenta's Facebook page and give a look. You're going to see some incredible photos there. But we're working towards other projects. We're working towards other individuals working with us. So we're reaching out to you on the Revere Art community, on the RAC podcast, and we're asking you, participate, come join, work with others that have worked through the process of what you're trying to do. I'm trying to get better at it. I'm trying to do more of it. I want to get my stuff spread out and participate with like-minded individuals. Roger, anything last to say for tonight?
If you are just getting started in the photography or videography hobby and you need some help, I am always more than willing to help. And same thing with technical things. I don't know how to edit, or I don't know how to do this or that. I'm always willing to give some one-on-one help to anybody that's just getting started. When I got started, there was no YouTube, there was no internet. I had to learn everything that I learned just by doing it and by screwing up. So if I can help somebody else to kind of get over that hump and to get rid of a little bit of that anxiety so that you can enjoy your hobby, get in touch with me.
So then you go back like me to the very early days when the internet was brand new and it was basically driven by squirrel in cages until they developed Steam. And then we got the Steam internet.
Precisely.
And then little by little, it started moving up.
Precisely. So, encyclopedias in the library was my Google.
Isn't that the truth?
Yeah.
And speaking of the library, I'm still working on that project. Hopefully it'll come to fruition and we'll be able to do that. So as I look on the clock on the wall, it's telling me we're getting very, very close to the end of this on the RAC podcast. I want to thank our special guest this evening, Roger Prata.
Glad to be here.
It's Roger, always a pleasure to see you.
Glad to be here. Same, my friend.
Oh, you're more than welcome. I want to thank everyone else for tuning in, getting involved, and being part of what we do. So hopefully we'll see you the next time on the RAC. Thank you, and have a good evening. 1, 2, 3.
Welcome to the Revere Art Community on the RAC Podcast, a bi-monthly series brought to you by the Revere Art Community at Las Parentas and Chocolate Cafe, where we sit and talk with artists from the Revere community about how they do what they do and sometimes why they do it, with a little bit of focus on making sure that they're able to market and make a little bit of income. So welcome to On the RAC. We welcome artists of all backgrounds, ages, abilities, and experience levels. Every story matters. Every voice deserves to be heard. We create a safe, respectful space for authentic, artistic expression. We honor the rich tapestry of culture that we call Revere, our home, and we recognize that art is a powerful bridge between communities. Again, welcome to On the RAC.